Well, hello everybody. I am very excited today to introduce you all to my new friends, the Bob and Ronna Group, and they're just fantastic people with some amazing awards. I mean, in the last 12 months, they've sold more homes than any other group in all of Bright. That's right, all of Bright. They've been the number one team in Maryland in volume and in units in the last 12 months. It's just grown an amazing team, an amazing brokerage, and we're thankful that they've been able to join our family. And all the stats are really cool, but as I've said in a couple of the emails that you've seen come out, is since the first time we met, since the first time we talked on the phone, it was really just the quality of people that they were, their character, their work ethic, the way they cared for other people, that really grew us and grew our relationship a lot since that first time. So not just successful, but really great people, and I'm excited to introduce them to you all, have them learn more about their team, more about what makes Bob and Ronna Group tick. So I'm excited to introduce you to my friends, Bob and Ronna. Welcome. Good to have you guys here today.
Happy to be here.
That's fantastic. So, kind of, where did you all start? Obviously, first of all, they are married, just in case anybody's wondering. So, happily married. How long have you guys been married, first of all?
35 years.
30 plus. There you go. That works.
A long time.
I didn't mean to do an age joke there. Just a little bit. So, tell us a little bit about your story, kind of how you got into real estate and kind of where it started.
Well, Ronna says it better than anybody, so
All right,
go ahead.
then here we go. All right, so I am originally from Maryland. Bob is from upstate New York in Saratoga Springs. He came to Maryland to go to the U.S. Naval Academy.
Yes. Thank you for your service again, Mr. Bob.
It was a pleasure serving.
There you go.
We were in the corporate world. Bob had some very high-powered jobs in different companies, which took us traveling out of state. So actually a lot of states. We moved around a lot, and every state that we lived in, we bought a house.
Okay.
And we had one bad real estate experience after another. I mean, it was awful. There were some bad agents out there.
Yes, there are.
So, and then a family member of mine in Maryland got sick.
Okay.
And I said to him, you know what? I don't want to travel with these jobs anymore. I want to go home. I want to go back to Maryland. And he said, well, we're not going to be able to recreate our jobs in Maryland. So I said, I know. And he said, but I have an idea. And I was like, okay, what's your idea? He said, I think you and I should do real estate together. And I was like, well, that's a terrible idea.
I still don't know if it was good.
I know. I'm not doing that.
Hey, Bob, I've seen the end of the movie. It worked out okay. It was a pretty good idea.
It was. So begrudgingly, I wanted to go back to Maryland. And I thought, all right, well, we'll try to do this. So when we came back, it was very important to me not to work with anyone I knew. And I didn't realize at the time you don't do that. So I had no friends, no family. I wanted to work with strangers because I thought they don't know us. We don't know them. I was afraid they would say, what are you doing? When we told them we're doing real estate. And I knew we were in big trouble when my sister said to me, well, what are you going to do? And I said, we're going to do real estate. And she said, no, I mean, what are you going to do for a real job? And I thought, oh, no.
You showed her.
So I was like,
well,
this is not going to work.
That's so interesting, though, because, you all were coming into the business because there's a lot of newer realtors and new people, and sometimes you rely on your sphere of influence, your people, but that's an interesting perspective. You're like, I wanted to, and I was kind of like this, too. I wanted to initially to work with people I didn't know. So if I messed it up, I'd have to feel the judgment. Like, let me get decent at this first. Then I'll start talking to the people I know.
I just felt better. I could become anything I needed to be for them.
Right.
So
they didn't know your lies.
They didn't. Right. So our first year together, we actually ended up selling 99 homes.
Whew. 99?
99. And of course, he says to me, what, we
Couldn't
couldn't
make
get to 100?
I think you can see that attitude is what helped push you forward.
And it was funny because when I first started and I was like, oh, how am I going to do this? He said, look, let's break it down very simply. He said, this is at the time because this was 2003. So he said, look, let's do this. Let's concentrate on selling one single family or 2 townhomes, $500,000 a month. That's all we have to do. I was like, okay. So did that. Then he says to me, if we're not selling $1 million a month, that's not very good. I was like, okay. Went back and thought, all right, I got to lead generate. We'll do $1 million a month. Then he says, we need to be at 2 million a month, and that's actually how it started.
There you go. Just baby steps, right?
Baby
It's like,
steps.
how do you need that? How do you eat that elephant?
Achievable
One
goals.
bite at a time, you
That's
know?
right.
Did.
It's little goals on top of big goals. So 99 in the first year. That's tremendous. That's not normal, just so you guys know.
But we didn't know that.
Hopefully you figured that out now.
Now, but we didn't know that.
But that's a great. So that's an amazing start, and that was what, 2003?
2003.
Is that okay? So that was my year as well. So
Okay,
2003
all
was
right.
a great
A
start
good
for
year.
realtors, right? So 99 in the first year. Obviously, you kind of kept going through from that. When did it kind of take place, and where did it turn into a team or start to grow off of just Bob and Ronna out there working hard together?
That actually really started even in that first year because we started getting busier, and if we're going to be out selling 99 homes, the first thing after 6 months we put an administrative assistant in
Absolutely.
place. So client care,
Yep.
as we now
That's what
call
we
them, in
call it.
place. And then by the end of the year, we said, well, we are not making use of all of what we have coming in, so we added a buyer's agent.
Yep.
And so it just slowly
Started to grow a little
right.
bit.
there
by
was
little bit.
not the plan when we started to become a mega team.
You didn't have the org chart with the
We
first
did not have- we
that
did
I've
not
seen.
It was
the
just
org
supposed to be
chart.
us.
Right.
We just added
But
people.
that's smart because you were
Yeah.
already figuring out early, like the way you leverage yourself. You get that client care person, so you have more time to sell. Then you get a buyer's agent, so you can focus on. And you started to build it, and that's how.
Yeah.
I don't think many teams do it quite as quickly as you did in that first year. But that's really the organic growth of all teams, right? Is you need that support, and then you start to need more people. To
I
help
think
you
what most people
successful.
don't realize is that if you work hard, but you also have a little bit of luck is sprinkled in there, and it's your attitude. So you actually project that onto people,
Yes.
and they do want to work with you.
Sure.
And then as time goes on, I mean, it gets a little easier. You don't
Sure.
think about it, and becomes very addicting when you're doing it well.
then,
does.
then you start setting
does.
those goals for 125
Right.
and 150 and 200. So kind of that's 22 years ago now. I know that makes all of us feel like we've been doing this for a while. How did the team grow to kind of where it is, which is just slow progress, or were there any big jumps along the way, or
Well-
just slowly building up?
There was a building up, but then there was, as most people remember, the year 2008.
Oh, that was super fun.
That was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Short sale
and-
foreclosure world.
And it was like starting over again
Yeah.
because everybody we had sold a house to was upside down.
Yeah.
And so it was really, it really was a whole starting over, working through short sales, working through
Sure.
foreclosures, doing all kinds of things that we weren't used to doing. So what I would say is for all the way up to 2020, we were what I would call a powerhouse boutique team
Okay.
in that 14 to 20 agent range.
Right. Crushing it, but in that same
right,
range.
and it really and we in 2020 we started with COVID. We started having more ability for leads coming in, some other sources that we had, and so we started thinking about recruiting.
Gotcha.
Seriously, because we hadn't really done that before.
Right. Because you need to start to, you're getting some more lead sources
We did.
plugged in. You were having that growth
Correct.
because the market did kind of take off as far as transaction count in 2020
Yes.
and 2021.
It
So as that started to
Couldn't
increase,
get people
you
in
needed more
houses
help.
fast
Right.
enough or sellers
Because everything
fast-
was competing.
houses, yeah.
And-
so that's when you kind of started to pivot from that to the
that's
next
when-
level.
And then the next level really happened, and we credit Zillow for some of our growth there. So
Sure.
2021, we became what they call a Zillow Flex team.
Okay.
It was when Zillow Flex first came to our area. I think it started a year earlier out in California, and then it worked its way to the
Right.
East Coast. So, go ahead.
So we get a call one day from Zillow asking us if we would like to interview to be considered a Zillow Flex team. So we were like, okay, why not? We didn't realize that it was a 2-month interview
There you go.
process that we just signed up for.
Put you through the ringer.
They did. It was through the mill. They did a background check, a financial check of us, the brokerage. They wanted an org chart. They wanted our business plan. They wanted to see our marketing strategy.
You had to come up with all these things on
And we did. It was a lot of work. I mean, halfway through it, we were like, do we want to do this, finish this? But we thought, you know what? We might as well. We had a ton of different interviews. So at that time, it was really interesting because in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Delaware, they had selected 60 groups to be in that program, and we were accepted to be one of them. And then now you fast forward, 4.5, 5 years later, the 60 groups, those original, are now down to like 27, 28.
Okay. Wow.
So what was a really hard program to get into is an even harder
Even
program
harder
to stay in and do
even harder
it
to
well.
stay in.
Yeah.
That's so. Just for those that don't know, the difference between like Zillow ads is I pay $1,000 a month for ads. I pay $2,000 a month for ads, whatever it is. Now, what Zillow Flex is different is you're not paying the money for the ads. They're giving you the leads, but you pay a split when you close, which is the difference. And that's what they started to introduce 4 or 5 years ago. But what's happened for those that don't know, what's happened all over the country, but especially in this area, is that they're going to turn this into and you said the word the other term.
Well, it's an enhanced market.
Enhanced market. So really what they want to do is, really their goal is to have all flex leads and no pay for leads. Maybe that's 6 months, 12 months out, but that's kind of the cycle that they're going towards. So what percentage of ads right now in this general area are Zillow Flex right now? Do you know?
So give you kind of an idea of the history. So when the Zillow Flex came in the area, it was 30% flex, 70% paid ads.
Yep.
It stayed pretty much that level up through the fall of 2024 when they changed it to an enhanced market. We always purchased Zillow ads before we became a flex team. And what was really interesting to us is not realizing when they go to flex, then you go back and look at the paid model, is everybody out there that's buying ads does not see the secret society behind, basically the Illuminati behind the behind the scenes of Zillow Flex.
So you're in that group, the Illuminati.
That group now. It's
I better watch my step up here.
But it was very interesting because you would be purchasing ads and you go into a zip code and you'd see there's 24 leads available. Well, you look at our dashboard and we're getting 32 leads a month in that zip code.
Right.
And the people that are purchasing ads have no clue that those leads even exist.
Right.
So their goal in October of last year was to change this to an enhanced market. So over the next year, they changing it from a 30% flex share to a 70% flex share.
Okay.
And then as soon as they get to that point, then they start looking, are they going to make it totally
Are they going to go to 100% or
100%, or are they going to keep some pockets? So, and what happens is people, their ad contract runs out and all of a sudden there's no ads available in that zip code. They don't realize they're going to the flex.
That's because they're going to flex. So a lot of people that have not had their contracts renewed, it's because they're trying to take that and shift it over to flex. They've decided that's a more lucrative strategy for them. So Zillow Flex is a big thing, obviously, that kind of is essential for how you guys have grown so much. And why do they get more Zillow Flex? And I'll answer the question they can fill in here is because Zillow, why is there 60 teams down to 29, 27?
Yeah, it's like something.
Why is it down that far? Because they're really strict on this. Zillow doesn't want to give out their leads to somebody that's not going to convert them. Zillow's a business, right? If you do a really good job, they're going to give you more of them. If you do a really bad job, they're going to kick you out of the club, right? Because they want to make that referral fee back as many times as possible. So what did you change? Because this is really the key to everything you all do, other than your amazing winning personalities, is the key to what has really driven you from the Powerhouse Boutique to the mega team that you are today. It's not only the leads that come in, but how well you do it, but it's your inside sales team. So in 2020, 2021, you start to convert the page, you're getting more ads. How did you kind of make it to what it is today? How did that start and where is it now, this inside sales group?
So in 2020, March of 21, we got Zillow Flex. At that point in time, in Zillow Flex, these leads are coming in from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. And Zillow's model was they want that to go out to the agent, and the agent answer the call, the agent follow up with everything else. And, we kind of looked at each other and said,
that's not going to work.
Not going to happen. Yeah. Ronna was always our original inside sales. She was taking
this is the inside sales team from the beginning.
Just me. Long time.
And then she had another person added before Zillow Flex. But we said, our team's going to be, out at dinner or at one of their kids' sports or
even with the
or with
showing
another
a house or at a listing
with
appointment.
another client, and they're not going to be on point when they come to answer the call. So we took a big leap because it was very expensive to do, but we put in place that 7-day-a-week inside sales team in person.
We had to convince them that it
So
would
we
work.
basically have 8 people on the inside sales team that are answering phones from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week.
So we
That's
never
crazy.
miss a phone call, a text, an email. I said it's crazy in there. It's like Vegas. But and so what they do are they are placing those leads with the appropriate agents, and so we call them the matchmakers and the police.
Right. So the matchmaker part is that they're connecting with, Kelly, the agent over here to service their needs. But then the police, because they're also going to be the one that are making sure that Kelly's following up with this person. And if they're not doing a good job, then they're going to nudge Kelly to make sure they're connecting and follow up in that way to make sure that you're not letting leads fall through the cracks.
Right.
And the key to what realtors want to hear is this. Some people get numb to online leads because, what's a really good conversion rate for online leads? 4%, 5%?
Yeah.
4 or 5%.
4 or 5% is really good, right?
For most.
For most things.
Yeah.
Right. And even if you said, okay, fine, you're not that good at it because you're getting going and maybe it's 2 or 3%. Well, most realtors get burned out because they need 100 calls to get to the 2 good ones. Well, the good part about inside sales, and correct me if I'm wrong, is they're kind of taking that call and they're working through some of the riffraff that realtors get frustrated with, right? Because out of those 100 that come in, not all 100 are ready to actually go start
Right.
Sometimes.
doing
Yes,
business,
exactly,
right? There's
exactly.
some weeding through the process there a little bit.
Right.
They warm up the crowd.
Yeah.
Basically. They really are.
So,
They're the opening act.
So now the leads come in 2 fashions.
Right.
So there are, and this was really great addition. And this is
That's
not all
been-
about Zillow, but
Yeah.
Zillow added what they call real-time tours. So these do go directly to the agent. So an agent's, in different zip codes or whatever they may be in, and a call comes in and say, I'd like to see this home tomorrow at 6 p.m. And they swipe left or swipe right, and they're taking that, and like Ronna's dating app.
Like a dating app, and then Donnie would
You
probably
guys
say
have been
something
married for
like,
30-something years.
Right.
There's no dating apps
Right.
over here.
And you would say, well, how do you know about the dating app, Bob?
So you're swiping left, swiping
Yeah.
right. So those real-time tours, though, like that does cut out the inside sales route, but it means you probably have a buyer that's really excited to see the property.
They are
They're not
much more ready.
They're much more ready to
Yes.
go. They want to see this property
Yeah, so the
24/5.
statistics from Zillow, and they know everything. I mean,
Yes.
Zillow just knows everything
They know we're
about
having this
everybody.
conversation right now.
Absolutely, they're around the corner watching. So they say that their consumer is online about 7 to 10 days. They've looked at an average of 77 homes.
Oh, wow.
And when they are ready to schedule a home to see, they connect with Zillow. And they're
Yeah.
ready to go. So they're in much more of a like let's go basis.
Right.
And it's interesting because Zillow will ask them, do you have an agent? And they ask them twice because they think, well, they ask once, of course, can they lie? Yes. But what they say is people don't usually lie twice. And then they have to answer that they want to buy within the next 6 months.
And that then gets them
So-
Correct.
It's
Gets to the
it's
real-time touring.
We have found the real-time touring and the ones that come in inside sales from Zillow is about as high a quality
Yeah.
of
They're good.
online
Sure.
leads, other than your past clientele and direct referrals is that
Absolutely.
you can get out there.
right.
And so we do have a very good conversion rate on that, and the team has grown from that. One of our philosophies even before Zillow though was we never grew our team until we had more than enough leads to supply the team.
Right.
So we would not bring another agent. But one of the things, and one of our team members said this, I don't remember who it was, but it was funny. It's like, well, why
We
are
had
you
an analogy
recruiting,
about
why are
this,
you
yeah.
recruiting other agents? It's like, well, it was the pie analogy, and they said, well, there's only 6 pieces in the pie, and what happens if we bring on another person? They're going to cut. They said, no, Bob and Ronna are just going to put another pie on the table,
I love
which
that.
is kind
I love
of
that.
how
That's
we've
true.
gone.
It's great that people would say that because they see that's your attitude. It's like,
Exactly.
we're only bringing people in because we're putting more
We-
pies on that table
We
for
have the
people to
need,
eat.
right? And they're very excited when a new team member comes in.
So we talked a lot about Zillow Flex, and I think that's obviously a core of what you do, and that's really why you want to grow your team, that kind of things. But there's some other good lead sources. You guys don't just Zillow Flex. What else is Bob Ronna Group? What are popular lead sources that you guys are
We
really
have some other lead
into?
generating platforms. So we do Google Ads, we do pay per clicks, we have a Maryland equity site, we have a huge database, and we have a Clients for Life program. So we try to follow up with every single pass.
I don't even want to know how many people are in your database at this point. There's a few.
There's like
It's a little over 80,000.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm probably in there. So you've got all these great lead sources that go in, and that a lot of that still goes through inside sales as well.
Everything
goes through.
Like we've had this question before, like how do you divvy out leads? Well, like you guys aren't taking anything. You guys are helping lead the ship and lead the team and help guide them. But when it comes to like, okay, lead comes in, that's normally zip code based, or are you guys fill in the bath? How does that typically go through?
It really
couple factors.
There's a couple factors, but and, some people want to be just buyer's agents. Some people want to do listings and buys. Some people want to do mostly listings. We have every flavor available.
We're Baskin Robbins.
All the
you
ice
name
creams,
it, we have it.
31 flavors.
So it's what the agent chooses, but really, so all our team is on Google Maps, and it goes in and it starts. This lead comes in for this area, and it'll radiate out a certain level, and these agents will show up.
Their heads pop up,
and then it'll show.
I've seen it; it's pretty cool.
And then it'll show whether they're red or green, means they're ready to take leads, or no, they pause themselves. They're not ready to take leads right now, and so they start placing the leads, and so it really becomes by availability, and. We have yet to have somebody join the team that within 2 months has not raised their hand and said, "Pause me."
I need a break.
I need a break.
I need to work this. I need to work the stuff I already have.
Because even the most seasoned agent can only work with so many people at a time. It's just not possible.
Or at least do it well. Right?
Correct.
So go ahead.
And back to Zillow for 1 second. So one of the needs that we have is, again, the pies are piling up on the table. Because
keep delivering pies. We need somebody to eat this food.
Our group has been performing, and because of that, the availability for leads just continues to grow. We now are we're the number one
in the Mid-Atlantic,
actually the East Coast.
So it just, look, and here we were during the interview process thinking, this is a lot of work. Are we going to be able to do this?
I guess it ended up being worth it.
It did, absolutely. Absolutely.
And number 3 in the country, I think you said. And I think my first response was, who's number 1 and number 2? Let's go get them. Right?
We're working on it.
We got our eyes on you all, right? Well, and so that kind of leads into my next question. How big is the team now? And then kind of what does that look like when we're rolling forward? But right now, how many people are you having?
So right now, we rate at 100 agents.
Okay. We need to be at.
To support our lead level that we currently have, we probably need to be rated about 200 agents.
Whew.
To support where Zillow wants to grow us to, we probably have to be between 300 and 400 agents.
Oh, wow. There you go. So that's where
you all come in. Who wants to join?
So, and the point being there is this, and you kind of touched on this with the Zillow idea is, like, if you're Zillow, so why does it make sense? How can they say big numbers like that? If you're Zillow and you see somebody, I'm just making up numbers, but if you see Bob and Ronna performing at 10%, for argument's sake, and the groups over here performing at 3 or 4%, if you're Zillow, you want to give their group every single lead in the whole world because you're going to get a higher rate of return on it. So that's where you guys have built up the leverage with them because your team's done such a good job of converting that they're like, show me a zip code, show me a place that you all want to be. If you've got the agents, we'll give them to your system because you're doing a good job with it. Is that kind of the concept?
That is. And so, we look at it when we add a zip. Right now, we're in 107 zip codes.
I didn't even know there was 107 zip codes. But okay.
But we can be in whatever.
Right.
In the Washington, D.C., Baltimore metropolitan area, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Maryland, we can really be in whatever zip code we want. We have a couple criteria. We've got to have a minimum of 4 agents per zip code.
Okay.
Because when we turn it on,
you got to make sure you service it well. You got to have at least 4 people.
And we got to have at least 20 people in the region.
Okay.
To be able to back it up. So those are kind of our
people get
criteria.
sick, they take off. I mean, they go on vacation.
Sure.
I mean, so you just have to have enough people.
Sure.
And it's great for backup for each other on the team. For showing assists. And
Well, people,
all the
they
different
wear
things.
out if there's only one person. Like, first of all, they couldn't support it all. But if there was only one or two people answering all the things, it wouldn't be the best situation for anybody.
Right.
So you guys are based in Ellicott City. That's where your kind of headquarters is, the Bob and Ronna Group headquarters, which now is Samson and Bob and Ronna Group office. Right now, you're basically all over Maryland, right? For the most part,
In
you're
part of
touching
DC.
DC a
Part
little
of
bit,
DC,
and then you're looking to expand and build in Maryland, but also looking across into DC and Virginia right now as well in a more
Correct.
impactful way. Tell me a little bit about that team. What does it look like to be a team member? What are some either core values or things that are important to be on? We talk about leads and money and all, but what does it mean to be a part of the Bob and Ronna team? What's important to you all, I guess?
Well, I would say it's very similar to the Samson culture, which is really funny, which is one of the things that really
drew us to Samson.
appealed to us is, we look at it as the Bob and Ronna family like you look at the Samson family.
Yeah.
It is a group that, works hard, plays hard, enjoys each other's company. One of the nice things, because there really is not competition for leads, and people are not jealous of why this person get this lead because there's plenty to go around, that people generally are happy for others' success and they're there to help each other succeed. So it's like, and we believe in treating other realtors that we're working with on the other side nice, professionally, do a good job, and it all comes down to the client, treating the client properly and professionally through the process.
Well, that's the only way to get to where you're at, right? I mean, we talk about building businesses and leads and all, but you guys grew your business from the ground up because you treated clients the right way and did it the right way. And then one client told another client, told the other client. So it's that referral and being a great realtor that starts with all of it, right? What you want to do is just have 100 great realtors and help have that good cohesive family, and then that becomes 125, 150, and 200. Now, the systems you put in place when it comes to your client care team and your inside sales teams and some of the marketing teams, these are all the people that help you be more successful, and that's what's key. But that core value that changed from doing a great job in the transaction is sort of the core of what this all is, right? And be a good person, right? those are the keys there.
We didn't think it was that hard.
It
should be easy
be,
for
right?
everybody.
So the ideal team member for Bob and Ronna Group looks like that good personality, be nice, be professional, be willing to work hard, right?
Work hard. Take feedback, because we give a lot of feedback. But I tell people, we take feedback too.
Sure.
We're always interested. We always want to do better the next day, always, because we can learn a lot. And we have learned a lot. I mean, a tremendous amount. So we just, we want people that really want to, to have a great career and to make a nice living for their family.
One of the things that probably changed our growth is when we were that powerhouse boutique team, all we would look for was other agents that wanted to be powerhouses too.
Right.
We've changed that
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
We're wrong.
So it's really, we've become more of the team that what we want to know is what the agent wants to do.
Right.
There's agents that are happy with, one transaction every 2 months. There's, there's others that want 4 a month. There's different levels out there. And all we ask is just communicate that to inside sales so that they take and plan properly and they work with you. And, whenever an agent needs to be paused, they can just raise their hand and say, pause me. It's really as close as you can get to turning on and off a water spray.
Right. And you had a great analogy with it. It was kind of like a buffet or wherever you're eating, right? It's like, look, eat whatever you want, but take whatever you want, but eat what you take, right?
Right.
If you want the leads, just do a good job with them, right?
clients.
Don't keep taking on leads if you're not servicing the ones you have, but take whatever leads you want, keep it on. Work the zip code you can work. Just do a good job with everything you can.
And that's where our support staff comes in, because we've got some great support staffs. We've got client services, inside sales, who are the unsung heroes, marketing. We have something called the help desk, which is our operations team. Agents can call in with a question 7 days a week. They'll help with negotiating, writing.
That's great.
Pins. I mean, you name it. We have transaction coordinators. So I got to put a plug out there. Our staff is great. So they make us look really, really good.
That's the
it's
key
not
to
just
it, right?
us.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys
we have a
start
lot-
with it.
yeah.
Gee, those great staff look
Yes,
good.
exactly.
Well, what I always joke about real estate is, and so many people out there watching that, is like, the best part about being a realtor and why everybody gets in the job is, because the best part is you don't have a boss, right? But then the worst part about being a realtor sometimes is you don't have a boss, right? Real estate's inherently it's hard to have all the skills to become a successful realtor. You got to be great at the paperwork, you got to be great at marketing, you got to be great at sales and good with people. And sometimes having all those characteristics is a challenge for people. Like a lot of people are like, I can do a good job once I get a client, but I have a tough time getting the clients, and I'm not great at doing the paperwork. I'm good with the people, So like, I think what the great part about actually being able to grow this team is like that. Find the thing you're good at, and let's lean into that. And let's let you do that the most.
We wanted to
find that.
design it so that the agents could spend most of their time with their buyers and their sellers.
Right.
And behind the scenes, they would have the support and help.
They need to be more
and you do
successful.
need all those different skill sets. It's really hard. It is not easy. I always said that's why it worked out for us. Together, we make one good agent. That's what happened. So, but it's true.
It's true, but it's also of all of us out there, it's very rare to have all those characteristics. And being a part of a team in the Zillow Flex, and if you at the end here you talk about, we're not going to talk about splits here, but in general we talk about a team like this is like, look, you're going to have to give something back to get all these support and get all these leads, get all these things. But when people are struggling with that, it's like, well, look, you can have 100%, but you're going to work like heck and maybe make 3 transactions this year, 4 transactions sold, or you can plug into a team where the sky's the limit. You want to get 10, 15, 20 transactions. You're going to get the opportunities at bat that you need to be successful. I think that's the opportunity that you present, in joining the Bob and Ronna Group, right? So your goals for the team are to continue to grow without over 200, 300, 400 people, obviously someday. And that's really making the connections within an area so that you can then launch ads in that area. Is that kind of the idea?
Yeah.
It's whatever area we expand into, we develop that area.
You start to build around
backfill with everything else that we do besides just the Zillow, and it does. Again, I can't say enough about how happy we were that Samson agreed to have us as agents with their company, because it's a model that definitely very much fits what our thought
And
process is.
I think Samson is really the best kept secret, because I think when people see, well, it's 100%, that's great, I'll go there. But no, it's so much more than that. And you offer a lot of different things.
Thank
and that
you.
really surprised us. So that was nice.
Thank you. I'm glad we were shockingly surprising too.
You are. Lovely.
We're going to try to keep surprising you guys every day. It's been good so far. But, so you're based in Ellicott City, mechanics here. If you're going to consider joining the Bob and Ronna Group, you typically have what are the responsibilities for in-person, virtual, that kind of stuff, so that people can kind of come in eyes wide open, which are some of the questions people are going to ask, right?
So initial training, that is at our training center in Ellicott City. Mm-hmm. So that's probably a total of maybe 2 days. It's an in-person training.
Right. And then,
and that's a couple half days is what it is.
And then there's
is.
take-home modules.
And then there's
for training.
Online modules
like
and training.
Yep.
Then once you're part of the team, and it normally takes about, for an agent that's at all experienced, it's going to take them week and a half to get through the training and start receiving leads.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's pretty quick.
It is.
We
do everything fast. We live in dog years, so we speed up everything. Yeah. So.
But ongoing responsibility. So we have a once a week Zoom meeting, Wednesday mornings 9:30 to 10:30, and then normally once a month we have an in person, which replaces one of those Zoom meetings. It is probably 2 out of 3 times it is in Ellicott City. Our next door neighbor is Mission Barbecue. They let us use their whole facility in the morning until 10:45 before they open the doors. So we do have that. And then we, as we've grown and expanded, we will then book other places to have meetings at that are in 1 month. It might be in the Anne Arundel,
so
another month in Montgomery.
Yeah, you move it around a little bit sometimes. So not too scary. One in-person meeting a month, some virtuals once a week, which is important. Kind of keeps everybody together on track, sharing with each other, which is important. So I'm going to kind of pivot towards the end of our interview here, but you guys have been crushing it, growing successfully, obviously just tremendous asset and tremendous knocking down all sorts of records. Why Samson Properties, and where do you see the advantage of why you joined here and kind of where the future we're hoping to build together here?
Well, it really came, our previous broker was a commission-based model system. So in a split-based model system, not a commission-based.
Right.
And so, an agent that's doing X business may be at a 70% split. A team like us that's doing Y business is going to be at a different split. So that brokerage didn't even want us communicating with the other agents in
because every person that left their brokerage or was in their brokerage but moved to your team, they were losing money. They didn't like that.
Right. Even if the person came on and did triple the business,
they
still weren't making money. So it got to the point where we were an island all on our own.
Right.
And with when we talked to Donny, his model is great because it's basically, it doesn't matter whether the way fees are set up and the way costs are set up. Makes us same whether somebody is an individual or on a team. So it's like, I'll work with you to recruit for agents in Samson that your model would benefit them.
Sure.
We're certainly not going to benefit everybody out there or be for everybody out there. But we do have if somebody wants to be a busy agent or somebody is concerned about being able to fill that lead volume, we have that.
Right.
But the other part of Samson is we do still like the physical footprint, the physical office one, and a lot of other brokerages that offer the model like Samson doesn't have that physical office footprint.
Right.
So it really had checked all the boxes besides being great people and welcome in like we're a family from the beginning.
From the beginning. Can we plug the 2 new offices?
Yes, absolutely.
So Donny's going to open an office in Annapolis, and Arundel County, yay, and also in Towson for Baltimore County.
I think
So it's gonna help us a lot.
I'm negotiating Timonium, but right now we're in Towson.
All right, close enough.
Yes.
That's good.
So, but yes, both those, which are going to be great. And I think that we already had a bunch of offices that fit your footprint, but we've been thinking about Annapolis and Towson or Timonium for a while. So I think that it matched perfectly with where their leads are going. So we do have those Regis offices open now, and I'm negotiating to get those finalized for our next offices, which is great. But I think that the ability to grow, the win-win that it created by growing that team, and look, I want to be clear about kind of the point that Bob just made too with this is that, look, it's not for everybody. And I've heard you say before, look, if you're doing more than say $7 million a year, it's probably not for you because you're doing a good enough job of lead generating and closing, and you've got a successful business going probably. But if you're doing less than that and you'd like to be doing more and you'd like more consistent business, the problem isn't, okay, I hit here, I do 3 million, but it's the consistency. The problem with most realtors' careers is they go like this, right? You had 2 closings last month and now you go hungry for 3 months, and it's that up and down and that consistency. So to me, this is just another opportunity. That's the great part about Samson. It's like, look, you can be your own person and be that solo agent and take off. You could grow and start a team and make it amazing here, or you can plug into some amazing teams that we have at our brokerage. We have a lot of amazing teams, and now we've just added another fantastic one that's really looking to grow. So to me, it's never about, look, you must do this, you must do that. But I want to provide this opportunity because so far you've only been here, at the time we're taping this, a week or two, and you've already had 22 interviews. Is that what you said? Something like that?
We've hired about 10 or 11
and
agents.
hired 10 or 11 agents for that team already. Well, look, we have lots and lots of agents here. And it's not about me saying, all of you must talk to Bob and Ronna, but I think there's a lot of you out there right now that are saying, look, I would love some consistent lead flow. I would love to have some structure to my business. I'd love to know that I'm going to be okay in this business because people are going to keep feeding me and I'm going to keep getting these opportunities to do what I like to do. Most people that are in real estate, they like the idea of showing houses and or listing homes and the business of real estate, but the lead generation part, where's my next paycheck coming from? That's the scary part, right? So if that's you, it's a great opportunity to meet with Bob Ronna because they'll help your skills become better, but they're also going to provide those opportunities that provide some consistency to your business.
Like Samson, we do a lot of training, which I think helps. I mean, they can attend it, not attend it, but it really is helpful. You always walk away with some nugget, no matter what.
That's the key, right? Because none of us know it all yet.
We
right?
do not.
Except maybe Bob.
Maybe. Yeah, sometimes so.
One of the things said about the previous brokerage, we felt like we were on an island. Well, already with Samson. It's like our marketing department is here today meeting with Samson's marketing department, and there's so many other benefits that Samson offers that it's like, we feel more part of a bigger team now,
We do.
not just our own team.
It's a really nice
And-
feeling. We put in place one of our agents as the Samson ambassador, and that was mainly because we wanted to learn the cardinal nest, and
Yes.
we wanted to know every program, every event, every training, everything that Samson had to offer, and we couldn't put any more on any one of our staff members to learn.
Right.
So he came in, one of our team members, and said, "I'll do it." And
Perfect.
so-
Perfect. Because
Yeah.
I think the more connection there is, the brighter future there is for both of us.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think that's the goal here. So, I'm just delighted and thankful that, Bob and Ronna and their whole amazing team have joined our family. And, to me, I think that I wanted you all to get to know them and just the fantastic people that they are and the fantastic group that have come. But also, if this is an opportunity that's interesting to you, reach out. Ronna's the best person to reach out to. Her information's all over the place, but reach out to Ronna, set up a phone call, then come in for an interview and see if this is the right path for your future. And I think that if it's not, that's fantastic. But at a minimum, Bob and Ronna are fantastic people. We're a family now. They're going to help us out all the time with being present, being a great presence, and helping us grow our Maryland business and all over the DMV, but also, helping to drop their knowledge all over to make us all better, which I'm thankful for.
Thank
Right?
Well,
you.
thank you, Donny.
Well, welcome, Bob and Ronna. Thank you for joining the Samson family, and hopefully you'll see them around one of our offices sometime soon. Take care, everybody.